How will Bitcoin work in a future with AI? So I got a really great question from someone in my community, the Bitcoin Explained community. They said the future of Bitcoin with AI. I'm not sure if this has been discussed in some videos, but what do you think will happen with AI or even AGI and its effects on the world of crypto, specifically Bitcoin? Some who are really optimistic see AGI happening in the next 5 to 10 years. So, what exactly is AGI? So, let's start with that. AGI is artificial general intelligence, which is a theoretical type of AI that would possess the ability to understand, learn, and perform any intellectual task that any human can. So it'll be able to do things that people can do today. So you'd be able to, like today, for example, you have judgment and you can do things because you have your own brain. You can think for yourself. An example would be planning for, let's say, a trip and trying to make your decision on what you want to see on that trip. AI can't do that for you. AI can give you a list of things that you may want to see, but it doesn't know you from your perspective. So in this case, unlike current AI, which is narrow and specialized, AGI would have human like cognitive abilities such as common sense, adaptability, and the capacity to apply knowledge across different domains. So what I think this is where humans really do well because humans can apply lessons that they learn from different parts of their life to pretty much anything. They can live their life based on lessons that they learned when they were younger. They're able to connect the dots on things. They're able to make better decisions than computers. Computers have to keep going through a process of trial and error. Humans can learn from other humans. I don't know if that's the right way to think of this, but it says here while AGI is a futuristic concept, it remains a significant goal in AI research and development. So, this is where the world is going. What would happen in a world where AGI and AI take over everything? They can do everything we need to. We won't need to do specific labor jobs. There will be robots that are doing all of the manufacturing. We'll have I think people will probably be focusing on doing creative things. They'll be focusing on trying to entertain others. You can create content, for example. People watch my content because they know that I'm a genuine human being. They know that actually some people have seen me in person and they know that I'm a real human and they want to learn from me because maybe they like my personality, maybe they like the things that I have to say, but I'm a real person and AI can't replace me because I have certain experiences. I have a certain way of thinking. And that way of thinking has been developed over decades. It's taken over 30 years to get to this point where I can think this way. And maybe AI can do that. Maybe it can provide entertainment, but I don't think that AI can ever have a soul. It can't have empathy for other people. It can't see how other people feel because it hasn't gone through it itself. It doesn't have a mind. It doesn't have feelings. All of that is what contributes to humans versus people. So humans versus computers. So humans have this part of their brain that allows them to feel things while AI doesn't. So back to the question here, how will AI and AGI affect Bitcoin? How will it work in a world of Bitcoin? Some people think that AGI is coming soon. I think that the biggest issue here for people will be that they won't have jobs. Let's say, for example, if you're a cashier at a grocery store, you could be replaced pretty easily by AI, by computers, and that's already happening. You already have automated cash registers, like at Walmart, No Frills, other grocery store, Loblaws. They all have automated cash registers, which are now run by one person rather than having, let's say, one person dealing with one customer. Now we can have one person dealing with 8 customers. So the productivity is increasing. We're getting a lot more productive. We're creating a lot more, but the people who are doing the work aren't really getting paid more. So how do you survive in this world? How will Bitcoin react to this world? So we can see here, Stan answered There are many positive effects that this will create, but most importantly, for those who store their value in Bitcoin over time, any productive output that accrues to humanity will be captured by Bitcoin's deflationary characteristics. It will lead to abundance 100%. Really great answer. But I want to simplify this a little bit. I think what's going to happen is that we are going to see more and more products and services that we want being offered for Bitcoin. And my answer here was artificial intelligence makes everything abundant. Bitcoin is scarce. With AI, Bitcoin will be even more valuable because you'll have a bigger suite of products that you can buy with your Bitcoin. AI will come up with ideas that humans haven't come up with. We'll still have relationships with people. We'll still be watching content created by real people. But I think AI is going to be doing a lot of the work, a lot of the hard work, let's say the editing. AI will be thinking of ideas to solve problems. People will interact with AI to ask, "Hey, this is a problem that I have. How do I solve it?" And then they'll come up with ideas, better ideas than what we've ever had before. We'll probably find ways to create better products, higher quality products. We'll be able to use better materials, find and source better materials, create better materials because AI will be able to think of ways to, let's say, replace wood and to give us a better form of wood, something that can be created in a lab. Maybe that's what AI is for. And what that'll lead to and what robotics will lead to is an abundance of housing, an abundance of cars. We'll be able to find better materials for cars rather than using metals that we get from the earth. Maybe we'll be able to 3D print metals, and maybe we'll be able to 3D print lumber and bricks and all of the stuff that goes into building a house. So what that'll do is it'll lead to abundance because we'll be able to create more things in the same amount of time. But on the other hand, Bitcoin will continue to be scarce. You won't be able to change the supply of Bitcoin. So what'll happen here? You'll be able to buy more things with your Bitcoin because more things will be available to be sold for Bitcoin. The people who are selling those things will sell them for whatever they can. There's a market price. They will make the prices trend to zero because of competition. You're going to see multiple vendors selling exactly the same product, just like we have today, but you're going to see that to a higher extent because, in terms of fiat currencies, the raw material prices can't go down. Over time, they only go up. In terms of Bitcoin, raw material prices will always go down. So you're going to see more and more abundance every single year, every single decade, every 100 years. The world will be completely different because we'll be able to invest in better technology. We'll be able to think of better technology. We'll be able to invest our time into creating better products because that's what we're meant to do. We're meant to create abundance. Successful people create abundance because they think of ways to solve other people's problems. If you're successful, it's probably as a result of providing a solution to a problem to other people. Let's say Jeff Bezos. He created a solution to let us buy and sell things from across the world. Now you can buy and sell things on Amazon. You can go on the website and you can have something delivered to your house within a day. That was never available before the internet. But we're going to find even more solutions to things. We're going to find even more ways to create better products, and that'll lead to an abundance of high quality products. And those products can essentially be printed, but Bitcoin can't. So the price of everything in terms of Bitcoin will decrease and decrease and decrease to its utility value. And everything will be abundant. Houses will be abundant. Cars will be abundant. We'll find the technology to make everything abundant because entrepreneurs will be incentivized to do so with Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin is an actual form of money, it's truly valuable. Entrepreneurs will want it forever. And there's never going to be a lack of demand for Bitcoin because why would we want fewer things? If you can create something of value and you can sell it, you're always going to want more Bitcoin in your hands. But Bitcoin will change hands over time. In the current system, we have assets being, let's say, stocks and real estate. They don't change hands because we have fake money. The people who own those stocks and real estate can go to the bank and they can borrow money against those assets, and they never have to get rid of their assets. So that leads to a massive wealth gap between the rich and the poor. On a Bitcoin standard, though, because we're going to be using Bitcoin as money, Bitcoin will have to constantly change hands. If you want to buy food, you're going to have to pay for it with Bitcoin. You can't pay for it with fake money, pieces of paper. You have to pay for it with Bitcoin. So you have to give away the asset in order to get something of value. I hope that answers the question. I think that this is going to lead to massive abundance. It's going to lead to Bitcoin's price going up significantly from where it is today because Bitcoin is the only truly scarce asset in the world.